In the high solitude of the Tibetan Plateau, the Yarlung Tsangpo River begins its journey, carving the world's deepest canyon and sustaining millions along its path. As it flows, it becomes the Brahmaputra in India and the Jamuna in Bangladesh, nourishing vast floodplains and communities. Now, this ancient river is at the heart of a monumental project, China's Mega Dam, set to become the world's largest hydroelectric dam. The dam promises clean energy and economic growth, helping China meet its climate goals. But the river is a shared inheritance, connecting countries and cultures across Asia. The decision to build this dam has sparked anxiety downstream, where India and Bangladesh depend on its seasonal flow for survival. The idea that one nation could control this lifeline is deeply unsettling, raising questions about water security and sovereignty. The project has turned a natural wonder into a point of geopolitical tension. Who truly owns a river? The answer will shape the future for millions. This is more than engineering. It's about the delicate balance that sustains life. The Yarlung Tsangpo has shaped lands and lives for millennia. Now, its future hangs in the balance. The dam could bring clean energy, but also conflict and ecological damage. The fate of this river will reveal much about our own future. As construction advances, the world watches. Will this be a triumph of progress or a warning of what we stand to lose? The choices made here will echo far beyond the Himalayas. The river's story is now a test of our ability to share, to cooperate, and to protect what sustains us all. The Yarlung Tsangpo's journey is no longer just a natural one. It's a crossroads for humanity. The next chapter will be written not just by engineers, but by the people and nations who depend on its flow. The river's destiny is now in human hands. The Yarlung Tsangpo Mega Dam is an engineering marvel with a planned capacity of 60 gigawatts, 3 times that of the Three Gorges Dam. It could power entire countries, marking China's push for clean energy and energy independence. The project's cost exceeds $167 billion, funding not just the dam, but a network of tunnels and turbines. China sees it as a symbol of technological prowess and a catalyst for regional development. Already home to more large dams than any other nation, China's ambition here is unmatched. But to build something so vast, the landscape must be changed forever. The dam will flood a huge area of the Yarlung Tsangpo Grand Canyon, a place of breathtaking beauty and ecological importance. Redirecting the river through mountain tunnels, the project demands unimaginable resources and effort. This is a profound intervention in nature, a permanent monument to human ambition, but also a permanent alteration of a river that has flowed for ages. The world's most powerful hydroelectric source will stand as both achievement and warning. The true cost will be measured not just in megawatts, but in what is lost beneath the rising waters. The Yarlung Tsangpo Grand Canyon is a sanctuary for rare plants and animals, many found nowhere else. Its ancient forests and unique wildlife have evolved with the river's natural flow. The mega dam threatens to shatter this balance. By trapping nutrient-rich silt, the dam will starve farmlands in India and Bangladesh, reducing crop yields and forcing reliance on artificial fertilizers. The river's seasonal pulse will be replaced by engineered releases, risking droughts in dry seasons and catastrophic floods during monsoons. Fish migration routes will be blocked, unraveling the food web. The delta in Bangladesh, already vulnerable to rising seas, will erode without fresh sediment. The pursuit of clean energy upstream could trigger an ecological crisis downstream, affecting millions. The river's natural rhythm, shaped over millennia, is at risk of being lost in a single generation. The consequences will ripple through ecosystems and communities alike. The cost of progress here may be the collapse of a living, interconnected world. The question remains, can we afford to sacrifice nature for power? When a river crosses borders, it becomes a source of both cooperation and conflict. China's mega dam has placed the Yarlung Tsangpo at the center of a geopolitical storm. India and Bangladesh fear that China's control over the river's headwaters gives it leverage over their economies and security. Water is life, and control over water is power. The dam adds a new dimension to the already tense China-India relationship, turning water security into national security. Bangladesh, last in the river's path, is most vulnerable to changes upstream, with its agriculture and coastline at risk. There is no binding water-sharing treaty. China is not required to consult its neighbors. Hydrological data sharing is informal and can be suspended at any time, leaving downstream nations in uncertainty. The absence of shared rules exposes a critical weakness in regional diplomacy. Trust is fragile and the stakes are high. The mega dam has turned a shared river into a potential flashpoint. In response to China's project, India has announced its own dam on the Siang, just downstream from the border. This is a strategic move to assert water rights and mitigate upstream control, but it risks triggering a dangerous dam race in the fragile Himalayas. Competing dams could fragment the river, devastate ecosystems, and escalate political tensions between nuclear-armed neighbors. The cumulative impact of multiple dams would be far greater than a single project, severing fish migration, reducing sediment, and transforming the river into a chain of artificial lakes. Water security is now at the heart of regional strategy. Across South Asia, rivers are shifting from symbols of majesty to assets to be controlled. The risk lifelines become battlegrounds. The future of the Himalayas may be defined not by cooperation, but by competition. Beyond geopolitics and engineering, the Yarlung Tsangpo is home to indigenous communities like the Loba and Monpa. For them, the river and mountains are sacred, woven into their culture and identity. The mega dam threatens to erase their world, submerging villages, sacred sites, and ancestral lands. Their voices have been largely absent from billion-dollar decisions made far away. This lack of consultation raises serious questions about human rights and the cost of progress. Downstream, millions depend on the river for farming and fishing. Any change in flow or sediment will impact their livelihoods. The hidden cost of the dam is measured in displaced families, lost cultures, and threatened ways of life. From Tibetan herders to Bangladeshi fishermen, all are united by their dependence on this river. The project forces us to ask, who pays the price for development? The true measure of progress is not just power generated, but lives touched. The world's largest dam is being built in one of the planet's most earthquake-prone zones. The Himalayas are geologically young and volatile. Powerful earthquakes are inevitable. Experts warn that a major quake could crack the dam, unleashing a catastrophic flood downstream. The dam's immense weight also increases seismic risk, a phenomenon called reservoir-induced seismicity. The project could trigger the very disaster it fears. India's plan for a downstream dam compounds the danger. Two massive reservoirs in a seismic zone could create a domino effect. A failure upstream could destroy the downstream dam, amplifying the disaster. The pursuit of energy here is a high-stakes gamble with no safety net. The risks are not just theoretical, they are built into the land itself. In this volatile region, the line between progress and catastrophe is razor-thin. The Yarlung Tsangpo conflict exposes a deeper problem: Asia's lack of strong agreements over shared rivers. China, as the upstream nation, holds immense power, but resists binding water-sharing treaties. Downstream countries like India and Bangladesh are left dependent on China's goodwill, not international law. Hydrological data can be withheld during political tensions, turning water into a bargaining chip. The Indus Waters Treaty between India and Pakistan is one of the few exceptions, but even it is under strain. Water disputes are increasingly entangled with broader geopolitical rivalries. The mega dam adds a volatile new flashpoint to the region. Without cooperation, climate change and growing demand will only intensify competition. Asia's great rivers, instead of uniting nations, risk becoming arenas of conflict. The Yarlung Tsangpo megadam is more than concrete and steel. It's redrawing Asia's physical and political map. For China, it's a leap toward energy independence and a symbol of national ambition. But for the environment, it threatens irreversible harm to a unique ecosystem. Indigenous communities face the loss of ancestral lands and culture. Millions downstream face a future of uncertainty, their water now subject to decisions made far away. The dam has created new fault lines in an already tense region, turning a shared resource into a strategic asset. The risk of a dam race and escalating water disputes now looms over the Himalayas. The project highlights the urgent need for new rules to govern shared rivers. The story of the Yarlung Tsangpo is far from over. a collision of ambition, nature, and responsibility. The choices made here will echo for generations. On a shared planet, our actions ripple outward, connecting us all.